Okay, I've made this wonderful piece, and because it's a practice piece, I can go ahead and slip the needles out. And because this is just a series of slip knots, I can just undo my knitting. Knitting is one of those things that is probably the least hazard per minute sports out there. If you make a mistake, all you need to do is completely undo it. And what you have is potential all over again. It's just yarn. So in order to start from the very, very beginning, I usually leave a tail of about 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches, because that's the piece that's going to be secured back into my garment at the very end. I'm going to make a slip knot, and what I do is I just wrap it around my thumb so that I have a cross with my yarn. Bring that up and down and in, and I have a slip knot. However you want to make a slip knot is fine with me. I really don't care. Your knitting won't care. Nothing will care. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on a needle because I can do that. And I have my slip knot on. I have the yarn snugged up around it so that it's nice and snug but not terribly tight. And I'm going to start by holding the yarn in my hand along with the needle. This is the end that's gone. And I have the yarn from my yarn ball ready for action. Many times I will start knitting with this side and then run out of yarn and have to undo it. It's just part of knitting. They say that the only difference between a professional and an amateur knitter is the professional has taken out more stitches than the amateur has put in. So keep ripping. It's good for you. I'm going to go ahead and take my right hand needle. I'm going to pop that right into the stitch. The first stitch is going to be a little bit snug because it is that slip knot, and there's very little give to it. I'm going to create this X. I'm going to take the yarn that I have in the back, and because I'm left-handed, I'm going to go ahead and hold that in my left hand. Take my right hand needle, come around the yarn, give myself a little bit of space, put a little bit of tension on that yarn, or even hold it with an index finger. Bring it down. Give myself a little bit of slack here. Up and over. This is called a cable cast on, and it's one of the most simple ways to learn how to knit because the knitting and the casting on are exactly the same motions. And I need to put a little bit more tension on that because I'm such a loose knitter. So, come in through the very front, create an X, grab that yarn, hold on to it, give yourself a little bit of space between those two needles, bring it back around, holding on to this new yarn, that is your new stitch. Give yourself a little bit of slack. My needles are tip to tip, and I'm going to just slip that stitch right onto the needle. Come in through the front, pointing the needle to the back. Grab that yarn clockwise. Back through here, and onto the needle.